Wasn't planning on continuing on the zombie trend, but I saw this news break today and I wanted to talk about it because the Dying Light video games are some of my favorite in the genre, even though I'm usually too much of a, I don't want to use that word this early in the video, but I'm usually too afraid to play them. So it makes it a little bit difficult to call myself a fan because I feel like I don't earn it like everybody else. But if you're like me, you understand how it is to enjoy these games but not be able to play them. So the news that I saw, and I'm on IGN's article right now. I will be linking it down below in the details of this video. But basically, Dying Light retouched update enhances audio and visuals this week as thousands continue playing the 10-year-old zombie game. So I wanted to talk about this. We'll go through the article and then I'll give my thoughts throughout or at the end. And then I'll talk about, a few other things I wanted to touch on. So starting out, it says, Techland is taking players back to Harran after 10 years with a surprise free content release for the original Dying Light. That is calling the retouched update. Come June 26th, 2025, the thousands of players who haven't been able to let go of the 2015 zombie parkour hit will be treated to improvements that should improve the experience across the board. The Dying Light retouch update includes visual enhancements, a remastered soundtrack, and more for players across PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. IGN has asked Techland about a potential Nintendo Switch version of the retouch update. So let's set the record straight. The retouch update is about squeezing out even more from the Dying Light you already love. It's an exciting time to be a fan of the original Dying Light, but Techland wants to make one thing clear. Retouched is not a remaster. Franchise director Timon Smektala, sorry if I butchered that, said this update is more about improving the original experience without altering its system requirements. When I looked online the day after the update was announced, my heart skipped a beat. Quite a few of you were expecting a full remaster of some sort. Smektala explained in a new blog post. So let's set the record straight. The retouch update is about squeezing out even more from the Dying Light you already love. It's not a complete overhaul or remaster. Some of the visual enhancements players can expect include improved textures, lighting, and shadows. You might notice a wooden fence has a bit more detail, or that certain metal surfaces will reflect light more realistically. For example, Techland is especially proud of how some floors and cement walls look in Dying Light retouched, sharing images of stone paths that feature more depth than before. In the audio department, original Dying Light composer Paweł Blaszczak, sorry again, I know I butchered it, returned to remaster the soundtrack. The entire soundtrack has been re-recorded on tape for retouched with new tracks, ambient sounds, and even hit reaction audio, also remastered for this week's update. A lot of you have been asking in the last few months about the retouched update, where it was, why was it taking so long, the post continued. The honest answer is we were working with 10-plus-year-old technology. Even with all of the new experience we've gained over the years, figuring out how to apply those learnings to the original Dying Light engine while keeping everything stable was a challenge. The Dying Light retouched update is less Techland's reanimating, my god, sorry, I cannot read, a long-forgotten corpse, and more of an example of that team delivering a surprise for a game that has somehow managed to stand the test of time. Despite SteamDB listing a player peak of only 45,876, the original Dying Light has hovered around the 12,000 player mark for the last year. Those are impressive numbers for a zombie game that mostly leans on its single-player offerings, and it's even more impressive considering Dying Light 2, Stay Human, which launched just 3 years ago, usually struggles to break 10,000 players. The original Dying Light story will continue with the launch of Dying Light the Beast, which recently pinned down a release date of August 22nd, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. It follows original protagonist Kyle Crane in a new story. As you check out your preview of how it looks so far here, finally you can read up on our original Dying Light review, which we gave the parkour zombie video game a 8.5 out of 10. So this was written by Michael Kripp. He's a freelance contributor with IGN. So yeah, basically I want to talk about this now because it's very exciting, especially if you're fans of this, I guess we can call it a franchise now, especially with the upcoming release of The Beast. And if you clicked on this video, chances are you are. So this is a game that to me has always been underappreciated. I mean, I know it's been given praise, and this article even mentions that it was it's a very popular one in the genre, but I still don't think it gets enough credit for what it was able to do even 10 years ago. I mean, I remember watching the trailer or gameplay of it in class when I was in high school, and I was getting made fun of by kids because I was watching gameplay of this, and they were asking me what I was watching, and then they were making fun of how lame it was. But to me, this game has been amazing since even before it released. When I heard parkour and zombies, I was sold. And I wasn't even a horror game fan, but I still bought it, and I did play it because it's just so much fun to play. I mean, the collection of resources, the story, the gameplay itself was so fluid. It took me back to like the good old Assassin's Creed days. I mean, it was just awesome overall. The voice acting was also very good, and the main protagonist, Kyle Crane, was a very likable character. So to hear that he's coming back in The Beast was amazing. But this news is even better because to think that a game this old is still getting love and attention from the developers is a very good sign, because usually, some games, they have to have the community advocate for something, and even then they don't get what they want. They don't get the support that they want on the game. Whereas this one, there's probably definitely some asking for this, but not only did they listen, I feel like they took it upon themselves to go the extra mile, like they were talking about in this interview. It's not easy to do what they did on the build that they had, on the engine that they had. So I'm really happy to see that they were able to get it done, because I feel like this fan base of this game specifically is so great, and they have so much love for the franchise and the game itself. So if anybody deserves an update like this, especially for free, it's them. And that's the other thing I wanted to touch on, was like the fact that it is free. It's an update. He mentioned that it's not a remaster, which some people may be upset with, and honestly, I think a lot of people would pay good money for a Dying Light remastered for like PlayStation 5 or even PlayStation 6 if it's coming out, depending on when it releases. But I think it's just awesome to have something free and accessible to everybody. Like, if you own the game, you just put it in your console, update it, and it's yours. And you can enjoy all the hard work they put into it. And it kind of gives you a reason to play through your favorite game again. Because, as they said in this, it's a mainly single-player game, but to my knowledge, it was only single-player. I mean, if it did have multiplayer, nobody played it that I knew. So I think it's awesome that they're contributing so much and giving back to the community. And I was thinking about this recently because of all my videos I've been doing on 28 Days Later in that franchise. I guess I'm just in a zombie mood, but I was thinking about maybe doing a Dying Light video. Let me know if that's something you guys want to see or would even care to see. I don't know what kind of video it would be yet. I'm still kind of deciding if it would be like a review or a retrospective kind of thing, or just my experience with the game. But yeah, I think this is really good news for the community. I know Dying Light 2 Stay Human didn't get really good reviews, and from what I saw, rightfully so. It didn't really look as appealing to me as the first one, but who knows, maybe this is them getting back on the right track. We'll have to see how it goes with Dying Light the Beast to see if they really are on the right path again. But I have faith in this community and faith in these developers to make something good. So I'm optimistic for the future, and I'm hoping for a full-on Dying Light 3. So I guess we'll see. I mean, I always thought Kyle Crane's story should have been continued in the sequel, because the ending of the first one was so hard to interpret, or it had different interpretations of what happened, if he lived, if he didn't, and if so, how. So I'm excited to see that they're expanding on that story, and I think this world is so rich in content. Like, you could easily get multiple games out of this franchise that they've built. So I am excited for the future. Let me know if you guys feel the same way. I don't really know if this means we're getting a third one or if that's even in the future, because obviously they didn't touch on it here. But that's just my theory. I do think that they will give us a third one if it's demanded by the fans, which it seems to have been. So yeah, I'm excited.